आज भारत का जो सपना है उन सपने को पूरा करने के लिए हम संकल्पबद्ध होकर के चले और आदरणीय सभापति जी देश देख रहा है एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़।
India's string of pearls strategy is a term used to describe India's efforts to build strategic partnerships with countries in the Indian Ocean region. The strategy is named after the string of ports and naval bases that India has been developing in the region, which are seen as key to India's strategic interests in the area. A little bit of historical context. Of course, India's engagement of the Indian Ocean region has a long history. From ancient times, India has been a major maritime power with a rich history of trade, commerce, and cultural exchange with countries across the Indian Ocean. However, in the modern era, India's engagement with the region has been shaped by a range of geopolitical and strategic factors, including the growing influence of China in the region, the threat of piracy, terrorism, and the need to secure vital sea lanes of trade. In response to these challenges, India has adopted a more proactive and assertive approach to the region, which has involved the development of a network of strategic partnerships with countries across the Indian Ocean. This approach is known as the String of Pearls strategy, and it reflects India's desire to build a network of ports, naval bases, and other strategic assets across the region in order to enhance its strategic influence and secure its maritime interests. Objectives. The String of Pearls strategy is driven by a number of strategic objectives, which reflects India's long-term interests in the region. These objectives include securing sea lanes of trade. One of the primary objectives of the String of Pearls strategy is to secure vital sea lanes of trade which are critical to India's economy and strategic interests. By building a network of ports and naval bases across the region, India hopes to enhance its ability to project power and respond to emerging threats. Another key objective of the strategy is to counter China's growing influence in the region. China has been aggressively expanding its presence in the Indian Ocean, and India sees this as a direct threat to its strategic interests. By building strategic partnerships with countries in the region, India hopes to balance China's influence and prevent it from establishing a dominant presence in the region. China has heavily invested in infrastructure projects in the region, such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the Belt and Road Initiative, which have allowed it to extend its economic and strategic reach. China has also established a military base in Djibouti and has been expanding its naval presence in the Indian Ocean. India's String of Pearls strategy is intended to counter China's expanding influence in several ways. Firstly, by developing closer economic and security ties with countries in the region, India hopes to create a network of allies and partners that can help limit China's influence. By strengthening its economic and diplomatic ties with countries in the region, India can also provide an alternative to China's investment and development initiatives. Secondly, the strategy involves developing a network of naval bases and ports across the region, which will enhance India's ability to project its military power and respond to emerging threats. The establishment of naval bases in countries such as Sri Lanka, Myanmar, the Maldives will allow India to monitor and respond to security threats in the region such as piracy, illegal fishing, terrorism, and China's influence. Furthermore, promoting regional integration and cooperation. The String of Pearls strategy is designed to promote greater regional integration and cooperation between the countries in the Indian Ocean and to enhance economic and strategic ties between them. By building partnerships with countries across the region, India hopes to promote greater economic growth, improve regional security, and foster a more stable and prosperous Indian Ocean. A few examples of projects of the String of Pearls are Chabahar Port in Iran. India has been investing in the development of Chabahar Port in Iran, which is strategically located near the Strait of Hormuz. This port provides India with access to Afghanistan and Central Asia and allows India to bypass Pakistan which has historically been a barrier to India's trade with these regions. The development of Chabahar port has major implications for India's trade and energy security. By investing in the port, India can reduce its dependence on Pakistan and China for access to the Central Asian region. This development also allows India to counter China's growing influence in the region, as China has been investing heavily in the development of Gwadar port in Pakistan, which is located just 80 miles west of Chabahar. Duqm Port, Oman. India has signed a memorandum of understanding with Oman to develop Duqm Port as part of its String of Pearls strategy. Duqm Port is strategically located on the Arabian Sea and provides India with access to the Gulf region and beyond. The development of Duqm Port has major implications for India's energy security, as it also provides India with an alternative route for oil imports from the Gulf region. This development also allows India to counter China's growing influence in the region, as China has been investing heavily in the development of the Gwadar port and the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka. Another example, Sabang port in Indonesia. India is reportedly in talks with Indonesia to develop Sabang port, which is located on the northern tip of the Aceh province. This port is strategically located near the Malacca Strait, a very important sea trading strait, and provides India with access to the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. The development of Sabang port has major implications for India's strategic presence in the region, as it provides India with a strategic foothold in the Strait of Malacca, one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. This development also allows India to counter China's growing influence in the region, as China has been heavily investing in the development port in Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka to gain access to the Indian Ocean. Agalega Island, Mauritius. India has signed an agreement with Mauritius to develop infrastructure on the Agalega Islands, which is located in the Indian Ocean. The island is strategically located between Africa and India and can serve as a refueling and resupplying station for Indian naval vessels. The development of infrastructure on the Agalega Island is a major implication for India's maritime security, as it provides India with a strategic foothold in the Indian Ocean region. This development also allows India to counter China's growing influence in the region, as China has been heavily investing in the development of ports in the region to gain access to the Indian Ocean. The Seychelles. India has also been developing a range of infrastructure projects in the Seychelles, including a new airport, coastal surveillance radar systems. The Seychelles are strategically located in the Indian Ocean and provide India with a strategic foothold in the region. The development of infrastructure in the Seychelles has major implications for India's maritime security, as it allows India to monitor China's growing naval presence in the region. This development also allows India to counter China's growing influence in the region. In conclusion, India's String of Pearls strategy represents a bold and ambitious effort to promote greater regional integration and enhance India's strategic influence in the Indian Ocean region. While the strategy has the potential to deliver a range of benefits, it also faces a number of challenges. Ultimately, the success of the strategy will depend on India's ability to navigate these challenges and build strong, sustainable partnerships with countries in the region. By focusing on shared interests and mutual benefits, India can work to enhance regional stability, promote economic growth, and counter China's growing influence in the region.
कारण चलाऊं, देश के लिए जीता हूं, देश के लिए कुछ करने के लिए निकला हुआ हूं। और इसलिए ये राजनीतिक खेल खेलने वाले लोग, उनके अंदर वो हौसला नहीं है, वो ढूंढ रहे हैं, बचने का रास्ता खोज रहे हैं। आदरणीय सभापति जी, राष्ट्रपति जी के उम्दा भाषण को, राष्ट्रपति जी के मार्गदर्शक भाषण को